Hi, I am Sabrina Scott, the president of the Five Spheres of Fit, and I'm here with Noel Scott, the founder and creative director. The Five Spheres is a lifestyle strategy that constantly evolves with you. Of course, those five spheres are the physical, the mental, the financial, the social, and the educational. Today, we have our first guest on the show, and we're so excited about that. So today we have Miranda Segovia, our first guest. Miranda is an Arizona-based speech-language pathologist specializing in augmentative and alternative communication. She is an home-based therapist, which requires her to travel to support families and their children in the area of communication. Her clients range from the age of 2 to their early 40s. Aside from work, she says she's interested in a little of a lot. Being outside, hanging with her dog, cooking, sewing, which I want to talk about, going to concerts, and spending time with friends and family. So, Miranda, thank you for joining us today. Definitely very excited. About a month ago, we were on a family vacation together, and we asked you how you were doing, what you were up to, and you said you were having a great summer. You were having your self-care summer. And I was like, ooh, what's that? Tell me more.
Yes, so Miranda, please go ahead and enlighten us and our viewers on what it means to have a self-care summer.
Yeah, so it's a lot of things, but it wasn't all at once. It was kind of slow progress to make changes. Like it started with really making sure I spent some time for work, doing continued education in my career. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm also gonna be really adamant about going to the gym and like really make sure I'm doing that. And then it just kind of spiraled. So now I'm doing like sewing, like you said. I have this hobby going on. I don't know, I'm getting facials. I don't know, it's a lot of things. And then also setting some boundaries and making sure I'm around people who really make me feel uplifted and good. Getting into therapy. It's a lot of different things, but I feel like it's all centered on making me feel better. And it has. And I think it's gonna continue on past summer for sure.
You know, in everything you said right now, I feel like you hit each of your five spheres. You hit your social, being around good people, your educational, you started a new hobby and you were working on your career. You said physical, you joined a gym, mental, you went to therapy, was this all at once or little steps that you took?
Definitely little steps, but I guess within the past few months though. So it felt like little steps, but it added up and it just became a routine so easily. Because like I said, they were things that felt good. And once you get started with that, you just want to keep doing it. So yeah.
Miranda,
Slowly.
I'm so pleased to hear that you're not only addressing those five spheres, and just as a reminder, that's the physical, the mental, the financial, the social, and the educational. I love that you're sort of checking off each of the spheres and keeping yourself well-rounded. Can I ask you, was there anything specific with either overall or just in each of the spheres? Was there anything that you were like, oh, this is going to be really hard for me to address? Or did you just say, you know what, I just know I want to, touch all of these different areas and I'll just go it and it's not a problem? Was there anything that was like challenging? Or you're just like, oh, this is going to be hard?
I mean, I think the most challenging was like the education piece, like with this new hobby of getting it started
Yeah.
with sewing was so difficult. It stayed in the box for a full month before I decided to actually do something about it. So I think it was just overcoming the hurdle of like, okay, no, I really should try to do this, and then actually putting into place and being like, oh wow, that actually wasn't bad and I actually enjoy it. And I want to do this every week. So I think it's just getting started of it all.
What made you feel like you needed a hobby?
I didn't. My
Okay.
mom gave me a sewing machine. I didn't ask for it, but I'm so grateful she did. And I thank her a lot because I'm like, wow, that was actually a really good gift.
That's
Um,
great. And it
yeah.
sounds like you're enjoying it, which, has this positive impact on your mental state, right?
Yeah, I think like learning about something, but then also reaping the benefits of having something that I made and can actually wear out and get compliments on. That's awesome.
Yeah, the two dresses that you shared on Instagram are really nice. So, this may turn into a financial success too, because I may put in an order.
You're gonna wind up launching a store, I think, Miranda, from this. And for those of you who don't know, when I saw that Miranda was doing this, I of course had to send her a message and tell her my waist size and inseam size for pants. So hopefully she's gonna make me some pants. Miranda, Sabrina just mentioned it, and I think this is really important for our viewers to also really fully understand. So you've taken up this hobby, and it's kind of like it's in the educational sphere for you because you're learning about sewing, and you're having to obviously gain some knowledge to understand it better on how to do it and how to do it well. Sabrina just mentioned that you're kind of satisfying your mental sphere to some degree too, because of the joy that you're clearly taking from this. Is there another example, perhaps in some of the stuff that you're doing? I noticed you mentioned that you joined a gym where you're starting to feel like, yes, it may be in this one sphere, but it's really positively impacting another sphere. Do you have maybe another example that you can think of? Maybe it's the gym. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. I think the gym is a great example of how both sewing and going to the gym, they are both activities where I can just kind of tune out and I don't have to think about anything else that's stressing me out. Um, and that feels good mentally for sure. Um, I mean, facials, those feel really good mentally too.
Mhm.
Like
I mean,
it's a
it's also
decompression.
physical, but it's also mental because I'm like, yes, just relax for sure.
You, Miranda, when you joined the gym, this is such a so when we were first talking about five spheres, one of the things that Sabrina and I wanted to make sure that we were doing is that we weren't being skewed into just talking about physical fitness, but rather fitness in all the five spheres. So many people have a difficult time kind of harnessing what they're going to do for their physical fitness, whether they're going to join a gym, go for walks, whatever they're going to do, and they really struggle with that. Why did you choose to join a gym? And the reason I ask this of you is you're the type of person who's already active. I know that you go hiking and you've done lots of outdoor activities. Why join a gym? Why not something else? What was it that made you kind of go in that direction?
I think like yes, I like to do those outdoor things. It's really hard in the summer here in Arizona to do those things. So there was that piece. And then also, I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't enough. Like I needed something a little bit more to make me feel like I was really accomplishing something.
Okay.
And I do feel that way, and I feel a lot stronger than I was. And I think it's also great, like having that community too. And I think, you could say that this also hits in the social
Yeah.
sphere of you have other people with you who are going for similar goals. And so that feels really good too. So I think it was partly due to the heat, but then
Yeah.
also just wanting more from my physical.
Did you
Um,
draw did you draw up goals? Like did you draw up goals that you like, did you want to gain a certain amount of muscle or lose any weight or anything? Was there something there that was driving you?
Honestly, not necessarily. I think it was just wanting to do
Got
something
it.
different. But I just want to stay in shape and stay healthy so I can live a good long life
Yeah.
and feel happy. But as far as like specifically building muscle, yeah.
Miranda, you said you do journal though. You write down things that you want to accomplish, your goals, correct?
Yeah. And I like to write those things down rather than on my phone or anything else, because I just feel like I don't know, there's something different about pen and paper.
Yeah.
But
Is it
yeah,
the visual aspect? Because for me, that's what it is.
yeah, I guess so. And then I don't know, I just feel like I can be a little bit more creative with it, or
Mhm.
make edits a little bit easier than on the phone. It can be so frustrating, and I don't want that to be a, a obstacle for me. Like I just want
Yeah.
to get.
Yeah. Everyone, I mean, we really support journaling and writing down challenges you're having or goals you have, aspirations, because it's the best way to get it done than leaving it all like jumbled in your head.
Mhm, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
Miranda,
I
so I wanted to mention this. Sabrina was talking about journaling. So obviously with the five spheres, we have our own app. And one of the things that we're trying to encourage people to do, because we know so many people utilize their phone for just about everything, that they can in fact journal in our app, the five spheres, and kind of, goal plan, create tasks, create calendars and schedules as to when they can create, to complete those tasks and maybe meet those goals. I love the idea that you're doing pen and paper, and maybe that's running counter to using our app. But I think Sabrina just alluded to it or stated that it's the visual reminder. Like you're actually seeing like, oh yeah, I need to go do this. Uh, Within the other spheres, are you also like pen and paper with some of the other things that you're doing, or was it just the gym stuff, or like what other things in life are you kind of writing down and keeping track of?
Yeah, I mean, for my scheduling and things like that, or any due dates or deadlines kinds of things, I definitely use my phone calendar for that, and like put in notes of like what needs to get done by then. Because I mean, the phone is truly by your side all the
Yeah.
time. So definitely use that calendar. Um, for sewing and things, yeah, I will write it down, like specific notes
Mhm.
of what I want to get done. And same with work stuff. Um, if I'm
It
doing a
depends.
continuous course. What's that?
It just depends
It
on
really depends.
what's going
Yeah.
on in your life. How often do you reevaluate what you write down?
Um, yeah, I guess it depends on what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So each thing may have a different like timeline and you'll reevaluate it. You did tell us before that you make you set yearly goals or you reevaluate your goals yearly. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's just more manageable to me to do it yearly.
Okay. Because
For sure.
people ask us, they're like, how often shall I reevaluate my five spheres? And it's completely subjective. Like for you, you reevaluate, your goals every year. I may do it as needed. I don't have a set time, but I'll do it every few months. I'll look back and be like, oh, okay, I'm feeling better over here in this part of my life. And what did I do? So, it's completely subjective.
I
Mhm.
also feel like we have those like just natural guideposts. As you know, Miranda, we have our 10-year-old daughter Naima, and so she's now off back to school. So for us, it's kind of like that artificial reset button to kind of get back to addressing what maybe we started in the beginning of the year in January. Certainly, as the holiday seasons come up, we have this sort of like, oh, did I really meet the goals I needed to? Did I address the things that I wanted to? And maybe even earlier in the year, summer beginning or the end of the school season. So all of these little artificial resets. I want to also ask you, Miranda, because I think you gave an amazing answer when we sent you this questionnaire on growth mindset. And I'm just wondering if you could share with our viewers, to you, where you are in your life at your age, your status and all the things that you've achieved and have goals for, what to you is a growth mindset?
Well, I think it's being not afraid of challenges, trying new things and seeing it as an opportunity to learn. Um, and it's not just about being positive all the time. Like you're going to have hiccups, and that's just life. But knowing that it's okay. I can try it a different way, and just learning from that. And it's also something that I work on a lot with my clients, not only for myself, but for them, teaching them how to do it. But like in my sessions, if they want to do something a different way, I have to be flexible and change courses with them. And it's going to be a challenge. I'm going to have to do whatever activity they want with my goals in mind and make it work. And it does. It's so it's so good because it feels like you're really connecting with them. And then also teaching them when things don't go the way you planned, that's okay. We're going to try it a different way. And then also try things that are new and a little scary because you
Is
could
that,
gain a lot from it.
Miranda, is this to say that did a growth mindset, is that something that was more innate in you? Or did you learn it over time? Like where is this coming from? Like how did you know that about growth mindset or that you had a growth mindset?
It probably was a little bit innate with me because I moved around a lot as a kid. You're going to try new things, and that's just part of it. You can't be upset about it. You just have to go forward and learn from it. And I'm really thankful for all those times.
Yeah.
And I found that that's what life is about. So yeah, I think it was a little bit of the growing up part of it. And then also as an adult saying, yeah, I mean, this is something that we have to use for every part of life.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. If I may, real quick, Sabrina, it's like because we know Miranda a little bit, it's like it's so amazing to me that at what I think is still a really young age, you have this amazing perspective. And I mean, I hope please take this as a compliment, but my gosh, it seems like you have everything already figured out. I mean, it just the way you structure everything, it's like wow. You are, maybe I need to learn from you or something. But it's really awesome, Miranda. That's so cool, and I'm glad that you have that growth mindset.
Wow, thank you. I'm thankful for that I can show that.
We're setting with our guests, we're setting the bar high with our first one, you know? So, okay, last question, I believe. You said, you know, it's so important to move forward. So looking forward, or we just had self-care summer. So looking forward, what is fall going to look like? I was trying to come up with a catchy name, but you know, the best I came up with was fall into feeling good.
I love that.
That's I think it could get better though. I think it could get better.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think we could definitely hashtag that. I think fall is going to look very much like summer. I don't think any of these things are going away. I think I'm just going to be adding in a couple more things at a time.
Awesome.
So like
it's not overwhelming.
Yeah. So like right now, you know, this month I'm really focused on my personal health and looking into getting into acupuncture, like not doing it, but getting it done for me. Because I'm reading up on all the benefits of it. And I'm like, maybe I should try this. And I think it would be really helpful for me mentally, physically, feeling good. So
I love it.
Coming up next immediately.
I love that, Miranda. And Sabrina, that could go viral, that hashtag.
All right, let's try.
I think that's great. Miranda, I think it's just so amazing, kind of, again, that perspective that you have. It's so positive. And then the other overriding theme here is that you're keeping it focused on you. It's very subjective to you. And I think it's so neat that you found all of these activities and sort of by default, this hobby of sewing, and you're addressing all of these different things in all the 5 spheres. And it's just so wonderful to see you not be overwhelmed by it, because it's almost like you're selecting things that you want to do in the first place or are interested in. And that's the one thing I want our viewers to see, is that, You know, you don't have to become overwhelmed by things. You can select the things that you want to do that make you happy. And so I think that's great that you've done that. Kudos to you.
Thank you. Yeah, it definitely doesn't have to be all at once. And it wasn't for me. Slow roll into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. So, Miranda, I remember how happy you looked when I asked you what you were up to, and you seemed so excited. And I was like, you look good. You seem like you're in a good place. And, you know, that's when you told me more about your self-care summer. So I'm so happy you came to share that with us. And I hope people listen and take on what you've been doing, because it seems like it's working. And I hope you continue to keep that happiness and find that balance. And like you said, not be afraid of challenges. I love that. I wrote that down. So thank
Thank
you.
you so much for having me. This was fun.
Thank you.